What's happening? Good morning. Coffee's dripping. Alright, call that good. Alright, are you ready? I'm ready. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Wednesday. It's November 25th, 2020. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. That's warm. Well, day before Thanksgiving here in the U.S. And what's going on? So, didn't record a podcast yesterday with a guest. Did 2 with Andrew, so we're good for a couple weeks. I believe we have some stuff scheduled next week. So we're doing all right there. Hopefully you checked out Monday's episode from David Liban. If you haven't watched his movie, it might be a good time. If you're getting together with people in your home, or if you're getting together with people, and everybody's looking for something to watch, check out his, what's the title of it? The Search for Mr. Miyagi? Something like that. Check out the documentary that he did on him earning his black belt. It may inspire people around you to train. Who knows? So what did happen yesterday? I had a client meeting, did some work, went to the gym, but the biggie, here's the big thing that's going on in my life right now. Anybody who's been watching in the last year knows the problems I've been having with my stupid car. Stupid Mazda. So here's what I've worked on, because this car broke the rule. There was a rule. My mother taught me this rule. You buy a used car, you're buying someone else's problems. I bought a new car. Bought new cars since I've been able to afford new cars. I got a problem. Many problems. I have a car I don't trust. It stresses me out. It costs me time. It makes me feel, honestly, like a victim. So I need to get rid of it. So in looking around, what else is there? Well, there's something I've been wanting for a while, trying to track down, and I may have talked about it on the show, and that is a Toyota Land Cruiser. They're big, they're capable, they're incredibly reliable. And so I started researching old ones. Come to find out, even ones that are 20 years old are still pretty darn solid. They might have some quirks, you might have to do some work on them, but I don't know much about cars. So I asked a friend who lives locally, and I said, hey, would you kind of mentor me through this car stuff if I got one of these? He's like, yeah, totally. He's a good guy. I don't know him super well, but this would be a chance to get to know him better, be a chance to get to know cars, and I found one. I've been looking for months. I found one. It's out in Colorado. And it went in yesterday for its inspection at the dealership, so they could put it up on the lift and tear it apart and give me an objective opinion. And it's in good shape. There are a couple things. It needs tires. Needs some maintenance. So I sent the report over to my friend Scott. I said, hey Scott, what do you think? He said, we can do all this in my garage. Most of the costs of what's going on with this car are labor. So bottom line, for this vehicle that the new versions cost $80,000, $90,000, I'm gonna get one for $7,500. It's gonna cost me about somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000 to ship it here. Not thrilled about that, but I'll come back to that in a second. And then it's gonna cost me about another $2,500 in parts to make it perfect. As perfect as a 20-year-old car can be. And then I can get rid of this stupid Mazda. You know what I think I'm going to do in the spring? I'm going to get another Toyota 86. Because I missed mine. It was a fun car. And it gets much better gas mileage. That's the one downside to these. So today I have a call with the owner at 8. We're going to talk about some details, see if we can hammer out a deal. I mean, we've got the rough framework of a deal. I was going to fly out and drive it back. That sounded like a lot of fun. And then I started really thinking about it. It's like, all right, it's going to take me a week to do that. Oh, I can work from the road. Not when you're driving. Can't work all day, drive all night. I can stop by and visit people. Yeah, and then looking at the map, that was taking me off the most direct route. And by the time I added up the gas and the flight, meals, and the extra cost of the labor of the couple things that need to be done before it gets here, it's going to cost me slightly less to have it shipped. So that kind of bums me out because I wanted it in Venture. But here's the thing, COVID. I was going to be driving through like, how many states? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 states. I don't really want to turn into a typhoid Mary picking up this car. So you do what you got to do, right? So that's the big news. That's what's going on in my life. Today, day before Thanksgiving, other than that call, I have no meetings scheduled. I've got things I got to do around here. I've got a bunch of email, a lot of little stuff for me, for work, for clients. But I should be done early. Get some writing done. I got another few thousand words done on the book yesterday. Chapter 3 is done. I got to get that uploaded to Patreon for people. The feedback that's coming back is good. Everybody's accepting, yes, this is rough right now, but what you've got in there is a good story and it's interesting. And that's from people who've only read the first chapter. So if I can just keep writing, man, that December 1st deadline I gave myself is really looming. I'll get as much done as I can. I'll get it done as soon as I can. How's that? Yeah. So what else? I have decided I'll do a show tomorrow, and I'll do a show Friday. I'll do live shows because I don't feel like doing the prep work ahead. I reserve the right to change my mind because what has come back from people is that they will not be watching live. So if it's pre-recorded, it's pre-recorded, but it's unlikely to be pre-recorded at this point. Don't forget, if you're not getting the whistlekick newsletters, sign up. We're only doing 2 sales this year, one for Black Friday, one for Cyber Monday. That's it. Make sure you're going to get the newsletters. These are good deals. Got a good deal on the programs for Friday and a good deal for apparel for Monday. So stay tuned on that. I think that's it. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else going on. It's cold. There's snow on the ground. Cat's sitting on a heater. Yeah. I hope if you're traveling today, you're safe. And I don't just mean pandemic related. Just be smart. Be safe. There's a lot of stuff that I'm thinking about as I'm writing this book because I'm trying to put all that stuff in, but in a light way. My hope is that non-martial artists read it, and when they're done, they start sitting with their so they can face the door when they're at a restaurant. You know, that kind of little stuff that we do, and not being heavy-handed about it. That's been one of the hard parts about it. So, all right, and we've got some quotes here from Frank. So shout out to Frank. Thank you, Frank. And Frank's being he's being good about keeping things balanced in here, and I really like that about what he selects. And so he says, one group that tends to get overlooked in our culture is Native Americans. Nevertheless, they are part of this country's heritage. Let's see what they can teach us. And so there's a push by some to rename Thanksgiving to acknowledge that when we came here, when white Europeans came to this continent, we did some things that weren't so great to the people who were already here. A number of states, Vermont being one of them, have renamed Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day because, let's face it, the idea of celebrating somebody finding something that plenty of other people, millions of people, had already known about, it's kind of silly. And I hope if we change Thanksgiving, we don't take the intent out. Maybe that's not a good way of saying it. The full intent. You know what? Not the intent. The way we celebrate. That's what I'm looking for. We get together with family. We eat good food. We are thankful. We celebrate each other. Yeah, there's a commercial tone to it. People spend too much money on things. But I think after this year, I think a lot of, even including this year, I think plenty of people have things to be really thankful for. And moving forward, I think we will continue to be very thankful. I'll probably talk more about that tomorrow. But if we do change it, I hope whatever we move towards, we don't lose that part of it. We don't need a reason to be thankful. Gratitude on a daily basis, I think, is pretty valuable practice and something that I've been working really, really hard to incorporate. I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for all the work I get to do. I think that might have rhymed, and it was not intentional. Some of these are attributed to tribes, and some of them are not. Certain things catch your eye, but pursue only those that capture your heart. It's a general Native American quote here. Yes. To say it another way, you've got a ton of options, lots of good options. But if you say yes to all the good options, it can be really hard to say yes to the great options. And so that's been one of my business mantras over the last few years that I stole from a podcast. I believe it was Entrepreneur on Fire. And the host says, if it's not a yes, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. If you're not so overwhelmingly in favor of doing whatever the thing is, leave space for something else to come along that is that. And that's what I've been working for. There are plenty of ideas. I showed somebody the other day, I showed Andrew yesterday, the map of what's going on with whistlekick. And there are a bunch of ideas that are just sitting. They are dormant. They are ready for someone to take them on. And maybe in the new year, we'll find some people to tackle. Find the things that you're incredibly passionate about. Put all of your time and energy into those things. That's where magic happens. In our every deliberation, we must consider the impact of our decisions on the next 7 generations. It's an Iroquois Maxim. I don't know if in their culture that number, those 7 generations, if that was arbitrary or not. It's hard for us now to think about the consequences of our actions, often in just a few years. Some people are okay at thinking about how their kids or the next generation will have to handle things, or grandkids. Nobody ever talks 7 generations. It's 150 years, give or take. 150 years. 2170. There are some amazing advances going on in reversing aging right now. So some of us today may get to see that here. But what if we don't? What kind of kind of world do we want to leave? If we are the things that you're doing for yourself, for your family, for martial arts, for the world, are they going to, if they are continued, are they going to lead to a better version of 2170 or not? Most people don't think beyond themselves. Most people that I am familiar with are not capable of thinking beyond themselves. And I don't say that in a derogatory way. It's hard. It is very difficult to step that far out of yourself when the world is bombarding you with messaging that says to worry about you and only you, and there's so much to worry about that affects you that it's really hard to think about others, especially others in the future, who haven't even been conceived of yet. So I don't think seven generations ahead. I have a very simple principle that kind of, it doesn't have the timepiece that this does, but I'll share it, and I've shared it before. I try to live such that if everyone did what I did, the world would be better. I don't feel I have the right to do anything that wouldn't ultimately lead to the world being better if everyone did it. I try to donate to charity. I try to pick up trash. Wow, it's really snowing. I try to recognize that I'm just one person. Just do a little bit more than my share. If everybody did a little bit more than their share, there wouldn't be any left to do. Lose your temper and you lose a friend. Lie and you lose yourself. That's from the Hopi tribe. Honesty and integrity have become so trivial to so many. People justify lying easily. Oh, well, they lied, so it's okay to lie. No, it's not. It's not always easy to be honest and truthful. It's okay to hold things back. It's okay to keep some cards close. But if we play out that analogy, it's not okay to pull a card from up your sleeve, or, as plenty of people do, take a blank card and draw whatever you want on it and play that. Where does that come from? It's fear. Here we go again. Another love versus fear discussion. People who are afraid will do things so they can try to feel safe. Sometimes lying is on that list. But that doesn't make it okay. There are very rare circumstances where I think lying is okay. So rare, I don't know that I can think of any right now. I'm not gonna be able to come up with any right now, but I'm willing to leave some space that maybe there are a few. I suppose if you're dying, or going to die, or protecting your kids from dying, then it's okay. Stacy says, surprise birthday party plans. Yep, I'll give you that one. To me, that's not a lie. I guess it is, but as I think about it, that's not where my mind goes. It really is snowing. I don't have snow tires on yet. Those go on Monday. I have to go to the grocery store at some point. Because as a non-turkey eater, I will be eating salmon for dinner. Well, hopefully salmon, some kind of fish. And I'd like to get fresh fish, and I didn't want to buy it the last few days and have it sit in my fridge. I have frozen stuff if need be. Don't lie. Lying sucks. People who lie suck. A brave man dies but once, a coward many times. It's from the Iowa tribe. We've talked about this quote before. I think. Brave man dies but once, a coward many times. And it's sort of similar to the previous quote about lying. If you think about having a moral code, you know, martial arts, in Japanese martial arts, we call it Budo, right? By having a code, your own personal code, that's your integrity. The rules that you set out for yourself, that you follow, that's your integrity. And to be a coward, to be fearful, to act out of fear, is to break those lines, those rules. It's one thing now in modern society to lie, to cheat, to steal. It's not okay. But for the people that you're lying, cheating, or stealing, they'll probably be okay. What about a few hundred years ago? Could be some significant consequences. What if you're a coward and that battle is impacted and people die unnecessarily because you didn't do your job? Or the hunt goes wrong and there isn't enough food and people die. There were real consequences to these things, not like we have now. So I think it's important to recognize that just because, you know, you can get away with lying or whatever now, what if people really depended on you? There are plenty of examples if you look up the political food chain of people lying and it causing issues. Please don't respond about any of them, but I'm just giving you an example. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I did. And I don't just mean today or this year, I mean historically. It goes back plenty far. There are real consequences. People died because of those lies. Two more. Give thanks for unknown blessings already on their way. Already. I like the imagery of that. The idea that good things are en route. They may not have happened yet, but they may have started. Kind of like when you ship a gift to someone. I like that idea. That's really cool. Give thanks for what you have and for what's coming. What's already on the way. That's cool. Right on. One more. May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with beauty. May hope forever wipe away your tears, and above all, may silence make you strong. Chief Dan George. The format of this reminds me so much of the Irish blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. I think I would like this on a poster, wall, something Oh boy, we have spam in the chat. Let me read it one more time, and then we'll wind down. May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with beauty. May hope forever wipe away your tears, and above all, may silence make you strong. It's simple, but it's a recognition that, you know what I take from this? Everything we need is available. If you're sad, just have to shift your perspective. If you're lacking something, you just need to be open to having it, maybe asking for it. It's all there. It's all there. These were fun. Thank you, Frank. And thank you for all of you for watching. Thank you to Stacy for watching live and anybody else who watched live. If you want to join us live, that's where we get to chat and share the coffee together. You know, and tell me what you're drinking. But if you're watching later, that's totally cool. I love the fact that we have a show that people will check out later or listen to in audio form because it is available on podcast platforms. And if you have something you want me to talk about, make sure you drop it in the comment section once the show closes, because we do this every weekday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern U.S. time here on YouTube. And if you want to support the work that we do at Whistlekick, you know, First Cup and Martial Journal and Martial Arts Radio and all the Master Hopkick stuff, all and, right? There's so much stuff out there that we do. Donate to the Patreon, and we'll give you even more, or buy something at whistlekick.com. You know, just something. Share things with other martial artists. Whatever you do that might help us is appreciated. So, to those of you who have or will, thank you. And Stacy, I got to read this. This is great. May the salmon always be fresh. May you find your perfect meal. Happy Thanksgiving, Jeremy. So thank you for your presence in my life. Thank you, Stacy. I'm happy for you too. Really appreciate all of your help and your support. And I'm going to go drink some more coffee. So, I hope you have a great day. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great Thanksgiving if you are a person, family, country that celebrates it. If not, I hope you have a great Thursday if I don't see you. But maybe I will. And, yeah. Take care, everybody.